available on the Ecom Connect platform after the session. Give us just a couple of days. So again, apologies for the delay. Most people started joining later as usual. So our topic today is digital marketing strategies for e-commerce entrepreneurs. Basically, these are mainly strategies that are used by all types of businesses, but we took a little bit of different case studies and example, and most importantly, focused on SEO and e-commerce and how it is also a very good strategy that I believe is almost always underutilized and we rely technically more on social media and less on SEO. And I think that's a small mistake that we need to correct as e-commerce entrepreneurs. So what we will cover today is building an online presence. We'll go through the different steps of why is this important, what falls under an online presence, the different aspect of SEO that helps improve this online presence. And then we will move to leveraging social media. After that, we'll talk about a few strategy on cost-effective advertising. I know many entrepreneurs do not really like the idea of doing advertising because it seems a little alien to them. But I think in this day and age, we cannot not use that just because of the fact that social media is becoming unreliable in terms of reach. And then we'll see some aspects of growth hacking strategies. We'll take an example of a few big names. It's not because it's intimidating big names and big brands, just because I think it's important that we always take as a role model people or organization or companies that are bigger than us, so we can try and see and learn from them. It doesn't mean we need the same budgets, but this is why I included growth hacking, just because it's a strategy that you use also when you don't want to involve a lot of budget or you don't have it. It's really very creative and very nice approach to growing a business. And then we'll have, as usual, the Q&A and the feedback form that we always complete at the end of these sessions. So I want to start by focusing on a strong digital presence. I know we talk about it in general. We say this is important for our brand, but what does that specifically mean? So why is it important and what's a strong digital presence? One, it gives brand credibility and trust. I know from when we talk about small businesses, usually we feel like we're competing with big brands. And this is why sometimes having this digital presence is important, so you can a little bit counter the effect of being a small business. In this day and age, a lot of people actually research a business online before making a purchase. So when you have a good website, a good social media presence, Google listing as well, all of this goes a long way to give you credibility and trust. Even if it's the first time someone makes an interaction with you or buys from you, already you have improved that connection or improved that trust by having a well-drafted online presence on all of these platforms. Second, it's you have 24/7 availability and reach. This is part of the advantage of being online. They can make a purchase from you anytime, anywhere. Three, it's important for customer engagement and relationship building. So one of the things that we try to replace when we are online, because we don't get to meet our customers face to face, is by having this strong digital presence, by having a good branding, by having a good photography, something that relates or remind people when they see your content that this is related to your brand. So this improves this customer engagement or this relationship that you cannot do the same way online that you can do offline. And we'll go a little bit more in depth into these in a few minutes. Four, it gives you a competitive advantage. So by definition, you can outperform anyone who has low digital presence or who doesn't have a digital presence. And it improves marketing and sales opportunities. So by having a good website, to having SEO optimized, by having a branding kit, a good logo, by being memorable in the content that you post and provide, it's very important towards making the transition from someone who has never heard of you to someone who bought from you a little bit faster. So when I talk about a strong online presence, that means a professional, user-friendly website. User-friendly is very important because you don't want to complicate the process again for them to buy that product that you're promoting. You want to make it as easy, as simplified as possible. So it needs to be fast loading. People have lost the patience to actually wait for websites to load. It needs to be mobile responsive. And I cannot tell you how frustrating this is for you to open, I'm sure it has happened to many of you, for you to open a website and realize that it is not loading fast enough, or it's not opening on mobile whatsoever. Or it's the desktop version that's simply smaller or adjusted to mobile. Second is having an SEO optimized content. That means that if someone is searching on Google for a product that you have in your portfolio, they'll be able to find it easily and without having to research and go through multiple pages of search engine result pages. It also means having active social media accounts. So the basics of social media accounts is for you to be able to engage with your customers where they're spending their time and not only promote your products. I think we have a big misunderstanding about the way we should use social media accounts. It needs to tell the story of your brand, the story of your products. What do you stand for as a company? What are your values? It needs to be able to entertain customers, informs them about how to use your product, or talk to them instead of talking at them. And this is very important for you to build that community that can turn into sales, or maybe turn into a relationship with your potential customers. So just keep in mind that the idea of only posting products on social media is no longer something that we recommend doing. It needs to be an 80-20, 80% entertaining, informing customers content, and 20% pushing products specifically. For consistent branding across all platforms. So it needs to be recognized. If, for example, we think about the best branded brands, I would think about Coca-Cola. For example, just looking at the red color of their brand it automatically reminds you that brand, even if you're not seeing the bottle or you're not seeing the label. So these are big brands that have very good branding strategy for their products. And finally, regular content updates. So this is through blogs, videos, and social posts to stay relevant. The main issue with people basically doing e-commerce is that they think we open the website, we put the products, and this is about it, and we wait for people to start buying our products. This is not how we are able to compete with other brands who are selling to the same customers, but also how to build that relationship with the potential customers, which is even more important. So I want to talk here about a specific brand that I find very interesting because of a few reasons, and I'll explain why. So Warby Parker is a brand that sells eyewear. So it's nothing really revolutionary, except that they do that with affordable. So I remember when I used to wear glasses, they used to be so expensive, definitely not stylish, and it was basically impossible to buy them online. So they became a case study with this brand because they were able to disrupt that industry, and we're gonna see what. So if any one of you wears glasses or has bought glasses, whether for vision or for sunglasses, you know that it's very complicated to actually buy sunglasses or eyeglasses without trying them. So that is a struggle that any brand that sells eyewear would have in buying online. So how did they resolve this? Basically, they have a concept that is you can buy, or at least you pick 5 pairs, and that gets delivered in this box to you. You try them on, and you keep 1 or 2 or whatever number you liked of these pairs. So this is how they were able a little bit to resolve the issue of the process of buying glasses online instead of in store. Now, the really good thing is that they have a very nice website experience, user experience. They basically tried in all of the things that they've implemented in their brand is to remove what we call friction. So any reason why anyone would not buy from them has been eliminated. So one is the try 5 pairs at home approach. The other one is they have a style quiz where you answer a few questions, and I'll show you the questions for you to know what frame or what type of glasses would work on your face. And by the way, the delivery of 5 frames is free both ways. So they found a way to integrate the price of this offer, if you want to call it, by integrating the price of shipping into the products themselves. So this way, as I said, any friction or any reason why you wouldn't buy their glasses online has been removed, because you don't have to worry about shipping fees or returning them anyway. So as I said, they have the style quiz that looks something, okay, this is not opening, that looks something like that. Let's see why. So basically, you answer a few questions on the format of your face and what type of glasses do you want. If you want correction glasses, all of these things are included in the quiz. And the nice part about it, they used it as well to be able to collect your email. Now, if you've attended any of my webinars before, you know that I am a big advocate of using email marketing for the simple reason that it has one of the best return on investment in terms of getting people for the cost that it is to getting people to become loyal customers and to become part of that email list that you have. So in order for you to receive your results, or if you want to leave in the middle of the quiz, it's only 6 questions, you have to leave your email address as well. So that allows them to send you reminders or notifications after, to propose a few frames, or to give you targeted emails based on the answers of your quiz. Now, one additional thing that they have, which is, I think, is very interesting, is they also have, so let's say you don't want to actually do the 5 glasses delivery thing, you can pick glasses and try them with their virtual reality on their app, and you can see how it actually looks on your face. So, as I said, no more friction. Any reason that would not allow you to buy from them has been eliminated this way. So you can basically just deliver 5 glasses, return them, and just pick the one that you want, or try the virtual try-on. Okay, I'm not really sure why some, okay, maybe here. Some slides are not showing, but just for me to confirm and continue with my points, I will leave it like that and return to the presentation after. So when we look at also some of the SEO and the way they've drafted their menu, you'll see that it is very detailed. So for example, let's say you went to the doctor and they told you that you need anti-fatigue glasses. You can easily find them under the specific section for them. The same for this is basically for the women, and this is for men. It's very easy and makes the whole experience very much user-friendly. So they also have, I don't know if you want to check the website, but you can see for yourself that you can also buy contact lenses. You can book an appointment with ophthalmologist to check your need for glasses, all of these things. So basically, they've covered all of their bases. Let's go back to the presentation now. All right. Hopefully the images will load. So this is also like a good branding, good experience, good approach in terms of facilitating the process of people buying these classes. But also I want to highlight the basic website essentials if you want to do e-commerce. So you need to have a fast loading speed. That's something that you can check under Google Page Speeds Insight. So you only need to have the link to your e-commerce website or any website, as a matter of fact, and you can see how fast your website loads under different browsers and different type of devices. You need to have SEO-friendly content. And I mean this for the product description, but also for any pages that you have on your website, including the blogs. So you need to have keywords that you want to optimize for, and the metadata and meta description need to also include that keyword. And it should be, and we'll see a few examples, it should be a little bit more elaborate than just eyeglasses or sunglasses in that case or example. You need to have a mobile responsive design, but we've mentioned that. You need to have a clear call to action. We'll see some example, and it needs to be an easy navigation and checkout process. So imagine yourself, I don't know if you've had that experience, but I mean, it's very frustrating that I still find websites of big known brands that are very hard to navigate, and they have a lot of issues in terms of checkout and the whole buying process. So it's not only an issue that affects small businesses, it's an issue that still affects big leading brands, usually in fashion, because of the more complicated aspect of buying clothes than it is buying, I don't know, kitchen appliances, for example. All right, these do not want to work. So I want to show you a few example on, sorry, ideally it would work better, but hopefully you can see a little bit here. So this brand is a shoes brand. It's called Tesos. One thing I want to highlight in their approach in terms of their website is that their free shipping and easy return policy is clearly listed everywhere on the website. So because I know that this is one of the main issue any e-commerce business would have. It might eat away at the margins of your profit if, for example, you have a lot of returns, or if you're not clear on your return and shipping policy. So I like this website very specifically for that. Another thing is this website is very minimalist. So if you want to buy a bike from them, it's clearly you can click on the different colors and it would change the picture. But also they've taken pictures of the product itself in different angles and also on a white background and in a lifestyle pictures. So you can see it being tried as well here. Let's see if it works again. All right. And also coffee. I mean, I try to find multiple examples from different types of brands. And this one on coffee, I like specifically because of the way of the layout. So you see here that it's they have the tasting notes, the type of roast, the roast level, all of these things. And it's very nice design and puts the product very much in value. And you can, of course, pick the quantity that you want and the different type of grind. So if you want to grind the whole bean, or if you want it French press, whatever it is. So this is basically all of these are customized towards the product, but it's important to look at the different ways that they've presented the product as well. It's an interesting example of a brand that sells different types of people wear, like swimwear, and for kids as well. So they're very well known for the different designs. And I like very much here how they were able to get like the offer very much at the last stage. So you can, while picking your size or picking the product that you want, you'll notice, oh, if I buy two, then I can get 10% off. And that would encourage increasing your cart volume. So instead of buying one, you buy two, and it's only like the discount is $10. Another example here is this is basically the banner that you land on when you want to buy from this brand. And you can see it's very evocative. It just speaks everything without you having to add anything in terms of a slogan or a sentence. It's very much, it's very clear and very evocative. So sometimes you don't have to be very creative, just one really good picture just is all you need. All right, so to go back to brand consistency. So again, brand recognition and trust is tied into having a brand consistency across all platforms. So customers are 3 to 4 times more likely to recognize and trust a brand that has consistency across all digital touch points. So digital touch points, assuming you don't have a physical one, but if you do, it needs to be all combined and all very exactly the same. So that's again the other Coca-Cola or Pepsi example. Both of them are really good with branding. Also, and it enhances customer experience. Sorry. So if you have the same experience between your website, your email, your social media, all of these things makes it more easy for customers to interact with your brand. And remember, you want them to interact with your brand. Not all questions are necessarily a bad thing, or comments are negative, always negative. You want people to engage with you on topics that are related to your brand, not only about your products. It's not only if they ask you how much is the price or all of these things that are important. It's about building a community that revolves around your brand and your product. And again, it strengthens marketing effectiveness. So once you start to have the same branding across all of the platforms, it makes it easier for people to remember. I think the hardest thing to do right now, I mean, as a brand or as a business, is to get people's attention. People are overwhelmed. They have multiple apps on their phone. They are looking at their phone at the same time looking at the TV. They're doing so many things at the same time that it's becoming hard to grab their attention, harder, a little bit impossible. So that's why when you are creative with your branding and when you have a good brand consistency, it becomes easier for them to, while scrolling down, for example, notice, oh, let me check this post, because it automatically triggers something in their mind. So when we talk about branding, the main things to consider are the logos and the colors. So you want to have same logo placement if you want to have it, for example, on social media posts. But if you have it on your business cards, if you have it on your bags, if you're having on your product, ideally you want to keep the same placement, but also the same color palette. And design on all platforms, whether offline or online. One thing that also is underrated is the fonts that you use. You want to use the same fonts or the same type of fonts on all of your printed and online material. I don't know if any of you attended a session on branding that we had last month, but we looked at different examples on how branding is important and how having one font or the right font for you makes a difference. I've seen brands that are supposed to be very serious use fonts that were very not serious, that's called. So we underestimate the impact of using the right font on the impression that it makes on people. Also, another thing that is underrated, which is the tone of voice. So you want to have the same tone of voice, ideally, on all of the different content formats that you're using. So if you're formal, playful, casual, or if you, for example, play on words, or if you have this playful approach, you should keep it everywhere because it helps people recognize you as well, whether consciously or subconsciously, on all interactions. So same as email as well. And last point here is the messaging and the tagline. So your core message about your brand or your product should remain the same. So you, for example, if you're focusing on your values as a brand is for, let's say, for example, environmentally friendly, if community centered, all of these are messages and taglines. If, for example, part of your brand is that you employ, I don't know, youth, or if you employ in your business 80% women, if all of these things are something core to your brand, it should be also core to your message. It should be the same regularly taglines used across all marketing material. So to close this first section of the presentation, the best practices for brand consistency is having a brand guideline. So this defines how you use your logo, the colors, the fonts, and the tone of voice for everyone working with you, whether you work with where you work with a team of marketing people who are actually supporting you, or you're outsourcing your marketing. This is important. So everyone is working with the same guidelines or same branding kit. You want to use templates for social media and email. This is very useful, and it facilitates the content creation process for your posts, your ads, your email. Personally, and as you can see, I use Canva, and I think this is the best tool that was ever created for marketers. And you want to make sure that everything aligns from your website to the ads to the social media on all of these things. So you can have that branding consistency across all platforms. So I'll move on to the next section, which is why is social media crucial for e-commerce growth, or how to use social media for e-commerce growth. So basically, social media is something that is changing very fast, where I'm personally not keeping up with all of these new social media platforms, all of these changes to the algorithm. But basically, at their core, all of them allows you as a business to connect with your target audience. And then showcase products and drive conversion. So it should be a platform for connection. Remember, at the end of these days, all of these platforms were meant for us to connect with people, between people and people. It became a place for brands to connect, but also not a place, it's not a place where we just push product or promote our business. It should be a little bit more than this, or else, if you think about it, why would people follow a page that only promotes products or their products? It's like having that friend that only talks about himself. It's the same approach. You don't want to spend time with them, and you're less interested in following brands that only post product-related stuff. So it's a good tool for brand awareness and for building an audience. It helps you directly engage with people, and this is why I say it should be an engagement focused and not only promotional focused. And it can help you drive traffic to your website, and as a result, increase sales. Again, sorry on that. So we'll look at these examples here. This is a beauty brand. So I tried to create different examples from different industries. So this is a beauty brand that built a 1 billion brand almost entirely entirely based on user-generated content. So when I talk about user-generated content is pictures or content that was posted by other people that the brand used and tagged them, and then the brand used to promote their product. So they did not do these big marketing campaigns, that did not do these big advertising, they did not use big advertising budget, but relied on user-generated content and all of these interactions that you can use on the platforms, polls, reels, and Q&A. So it's not necessary to have a big budget, and this is why we've included this example for SMEs, because sometimes this is how you become a big brand as well. So about this brand, they are minimalist, they have high quality beauty products, and they make the customers part of the brand's development process. So they ask them their feedback, they ask them what they would prefer, whether them developing this product or this other product. And this makes this connection. People become more loyal to a brand if they were involved in the process of developing new products, if they pick their own colors, if they contributed some way into this whole process. So I've added here some pictures for you to see the consistency of the brand everywhere. Automatically, when you see one picture, you know it's for the same brand. This is the kind of thing we should aim for, as well as from a branding perspective. So you can see here, for example, a specific post. Okay, it's not showing. The caption says, "You asked, we listen, introducing our two newest ultra lip shades, Flute and Crest," whatever that is. But it goes to show you that they've asked people for their preference and build the products accordingly as well. So it's a good way of doing that. But again, if you end up doing this, make sure that you have a big enough pool of people who are interested or providing information, so you don't create a product for just 1% of your audience as well. All right, let's go back to the slides. Next point is choosing the right social media platform. Sorry. So in general, Instagram and Facebook are for storytelling, influencer marketing, and direct sales, because they have options to do that. But also TikTok and Pinterest evolved a lot on that. And they also have shopping options on the platforms, but they are most usually used for either viral content, and that's TikTok, but also niche discovery and brand storytelling. So one of the best thing about Pinterest, other than the fact that it's an underrated platform and it doesn't have the same issues that all of the other platforms have in terms of algorithm, is that you can tell a lot or provide a lot of useful information to your customers by doing the different pins and organizing them and relating them to a different topic that relates to your brand. LinkedIn is for B2B e-commerce, although it's diverting a little bit at this point. And YouTube and Shorts are for long form product, if you want to do demos, for example, or for something very short and viral. So long form content still work. But again, this is for very niche or people who are advanced in their funnel process. If they, for example, are close to closing or buying from you, and then they just want to see how the product works in real life, and this is where long form content helps them with the demos. So I have a few examples, but thankfully no more images since they are not really loading. One example I found that was fun is that a gym called Gymshark, they use TikTok to create viral fitness challenges between their audience and them, and that drives millions of organic impression and help boost sales. So if you've seen any of those, or for any person who's into workout and fitness, you know that this is a very big thing. and sometimes it ends up being bloopers, but that also helps them create a lot of content or use a lot of content from their users or followers to post on their platform as well. A few things on strategies for e-commerce when it comes to social media. Just try to keep videos short. Problem is that people, as I said, lack attention and are no longer interested in watching a long video, except if, again, it's something very interesting and they are exactly your target audience and they will make the effort, but it's decreasing more and more. So that means real TikToks or YouTube shorts are always better than regular images. You can do behind the scenes, product demos, customer testimonials, all of these things to build trust with your customers. I've added examples, but these are pretty straightforward. Leverage user-generated content. Of course, if you are a new business and you don't have a lot of followers, it's hard to pick up in the beginning, but you can do that by offering in exchange discounts or shout outs. So you'll post the product, the image, and as a result, kind of do this exchange of followers between the two account between you and your customers. Run engagement campaigns. So you can do giveaways, challenges, or polls. One fun thing that Starbucks does during the holiday is they do a competition, or not a competition, but just for you to get prizes where you post your red holiday cup that they do a design every year, and you just add hashtag red cup contest, and the one that gets the most engagement or the most votes also wins Starbucks gift cards. Also optimize your social commerce features. So if you have Instagram or Facebook shop, it's important that you leverage it well by doing the optimization. So you facilitate the process from them enjoying your content on social media and then buying directly from you as well. One thing that has a little of a bad reputation as well, which is influencer marketing. So before, influencer marketing used to be a little bit more credible, but because it has been over abused, the impact, or people find it less and less believable. But sometimes when you pick micro influencers, and these are people who have, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 followers, but they have high engagement on their platform and they are trustworthy and they align exactly with your brand values or have exactly the target audience that you want. It helps go a long way to build a bigger brand or improve your sales as well. In that case, I remember this brand, Daniel Wellington. So it's a watch brand that started randomly out of nowhere with no background or no history, and was competing with big brands like Swatch in their marketing. All of it based on micro influencers. So this is how they were able to grow their brand from nothing to something really impactful and a multi-million-dollar in that case. Now you hear less and less about it, but probably I'm not their audience as well. And that basically covers, in terms of content, the social media. I want to highlight one thing. There's always this debate that if, for example, we don't do content marketing or do giveaways or influencer campaign, we can rely on paid ads. Or doing advertising. The thing with that, if you don't have all of the other things, like a good website, a good shopping experience, information about return policy, all of these things, even paid ads will not give you the full. It's not that they won't work, they might work, but if you spend $100 and with a good website, you'll get I don't know, 5 customers. If you don't have a good website, you'll get 1 customer. So you actually be spending money and wasting money if you want to think about it this way. So you have the organic approach. This is low cost and long-term strategy. And it's not only about posting on social media, because social media with the algorithm has very low reach. When I talk about organic growth, is doing SEO, content marketing on your website, and continuously building the content and improving the SEO on the website. So it builds a community. You have your email list as well, but it's slower in terms of getting to an actual sales. And you have the paid approach, which is targeted ads. So you can do Facebook, Instagram ads, TikTok ads, or Pinterest ads. Yes, they exist. So this is best for reaching cold audience. Cold audience means people who don't know about you or your product, and scaling sales quickly. But again, you need to have that good brand experience for it to turn actually into sales. Again, that depends on what you're actually selling. If you're actually selling low ticket items, $10, $20, even up to $100, that might work for a cold audience. But if you're selling something more expensive, it probably would not work for cold audiences. And I'll give you a little bit of a tip as well in a few minutes. Okay, it's here. So as well, for social media, don't forget to use story highlights and guides. I think guides are also underrated. It's very important if you have, I don't know, if you're involved in the travel business, or if you have sportswear. It's a very good tool for you to be able to build long form content on the platforms instead of just stories. Use polls, quizzes, Q&As. Try to ask question, have a open-ended call to action, so people know that you want to build that engagement on your content. Try to post 4 to 7 posts a week. I know this might seem like a lot, but if you combine it with like a short form content, if you have a reel, if you have a carousel, if you rely on user-generated content, all of these things will amount to a decent number of posts per week. Okay, this brings us to the section of what we call pay-per-click and retargeting ads. One thing that I think is a gold mine in advertising is the retargeting ads. So basically, the concept of pay-per-click is you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. And this is something that's very useful for small businesses because it doesn't require it does require some payment, but it's only when you get the actual click that you want. So it's cost effective as well. Retargeting ads shows ads to people who have visited your site and remind them to go back and complete the purchase. There are different ways and different types of retargeting ads, but that means that if someone visited your website, did not do anything, or maybe added to cart but did not complete the purchase, it's just a way to keep that loop coming and going, so that they would come back and complete the purchase. And that could be for a variety of reasons. That could be because I don't know, you did not add the prices, the delivery charge, except at the end, there was no clarity on your return policy. Or it could be something like they didn't have their card on them and they added it to cart to remember to come back and pay for it later. So this is very helpful in trying to get these, what we call low-hanging fruits, and that you don't lose any potential customer. So pay-per-click usually works something you can use on Google Ads, whether search, display, or shopping. Facebook and Instagram ad also has that, but it differs between different types of objectives that you use on the advertising platform. And you can do TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for very, very niche audiences. It's more expensive than any of these platforms. On the retargeting, as I said, you can use it to get people to go back to the site and complete the conversion. And this is something that Amazon does so well. But also it's one of the main reasons that Amazon became Amazon. This retargeting and one-click buy button that they have on the platform as well. Now, if we focus a little bit on pay-per-click, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind in order not to waste money. One, choose the right keyword, and this is what I alluded to a little bit earlier. For example, instead of saying yoga mats, which anyone that has yoga mats would use, you can use eco-friendly yoga mats, because that means that people who are using this keyword are actually more interested in the actual product than you have. Because someone who wants a yoga mat but is not very conscious about the environment would not pay the premium price for an eco-friendly yoga mat. Step 2, optimize ad copy and creative. Other than the fact that it needs to align with your brand identity and all of these things, you need to have a clear and compelling call to action. Shop now, watch now, limited offer, whatever it is that you're trying to get people to do, you need to tell them that this is what you want, or else they would not deliver as you might imagine that they would do. Use high quality images. So this is an understatement, but many people actually do not use. Someone in yeah. It might seem evident, but pictures, I mean, you already know that a picture speaks 1,000 words, better than 1,000 words, sorry. But if you can also use videos instead, this is even better. I don't know if people are familiar with A/B testing, but depending on the platform that you use, you can try different version of the ads, either change the image or change the call to action or change the text on it. And you can see which one actually performs better. This way, you know that you can move the budget or your advertising budget to the one that is actually performing better. Third tip is the target audience. You don't want to have a very wide target audience, because that means that you're not sure of who your current target audience is. So you want to go a little bit more specific, add age, location, interests, and behavior. And sometimes, depending on what you are selling as well, exclude irrelevant audiences to avoid wasting your budget. Sorry, we're going back. When you do retargeting ads, a very important thing to set up is either the meta pixel if you're using Facebook or Instagram retargeting, because this way, when people leave the platform and go to your website, they are able to track them and know whether they've actually bought or not. And this way, you can continue the advertising for these people by doing this tracking as well. Google Ads has also this tag. It's called the Google Ads retargeting tag, and it helps you track people or retarget people across the Google network. So what you can use this for, basically, not only people who visited your website, but this is one important thing. You can be more specific by targeting people who have added to cart and did not complete the checkout. And you can have a specific call to action in your ad saying, oh, you forgot something in your cart, or something like that. So it speaks directly to them. And you can use it to do past customers, to target past customers. So this is important, or can be very relevant, because someone who bought from you before will more likely buy from you again. These are your customers. So this way, you can really maximize or build that relationship as well for with your customers. Use good copy. Sometimes we underestimate the value of giving a 10% off if someone, for example, added to cart and did not complete the purchase. So you can incentivize them with 10%. Or it could be, I mean, this is becoming a little less believable. Hurry, only a few items left in stock. Please only use this if this is actually true, because you don't want to kind of use it and then lose trust with your customers if you use it one too many times and then people notice. In terms of the budget and how to optimize, I know it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes using advertising. So I would suggest to start small and then scale by increasing your budget a little bit. Think about using lookalike audience. So Facebook and Google has these options, and it helps you find customers who are similar to your existing ones. This is also a very useful way of getting new customers. Monitor return on investment and adjust the bids if you're doing manual bidding, but I wouldn't advise on it unless you are a master advertiser. And then do A/B testing to test different ad formats. I realize we only have 5 more minutes, but I just want to cover at least a little bit growth hacking because I think it's the next thing in marketing, or at least the new thing in marketing. So growth hacking is basically an approach that allows you to grow your business with low cost and high impact strategies. It's based on data. So for that, you need to have like a good amount of information. And instead of your usual marketing is based on experimentation, automation, and virality. Now I'll explain a little bit. So this is basically the main explanation, but there are different ways of doing growth hacking, but all of them have creativity, analytics, and rapid execution. So similar to the A/B testing, A/B testing is one aspect of growth hacking. You can do multiple experiments and tests to see what your user responds to or what your customers responds to. It focuses on getting more customers, retaining customer, and building brand advocacy. So I will just show the example from Dropbox. So Dropbox is the first brand that actually started this. This feels evident now, but this is how the whole growth hacking started. So they offered people, so they had a referral system, but a little bit different than how other people do a referral. So they would give you up to 16 gigabytes of free space by inviting your friends to Dropbox. This is happening at a time where space or storage was very, very limited and it was very expensive. So the nice thing that they did is that for every friend who joins and install Dropbox, you'd get both 500 mega of bonus space up to a limit of 16 giga. But that will benefit the referral and the referee in that case. So that was way of actually giving benefits to both people because both get to benefit from this. What they also have, and I think Google Storage has it as well, where you have different ways of getting more storage. Either you upgrade your account, you pay for it, you refer friends, or you can hack your Facebook or Twitter account. You see, this is quite old. This how long ago that happened. But depending on what you do, you have ways of collecting more storage as well. They made it quite easy for you to add people. You can just bulk add them here. And then you can track how much still, how many people actually downloaded Dropbox and how much more storage you had. So the way it works overall in terms of growth hacking, aside from the specific example of Dropbox, is to incentivize user to share your brand. So either discounts, freebies, or exclusive perks. Another way that works really well is doing gamification. I don't know if any one of you uses Duolingo, but the gamified aspect to the whole experience gets you to come back more often. It's not a bulletproof system, but more often than you would if you didn't have all of these things. Another example is when people try and exit from your website, you'll have that pop-up, hey, are you leaving us? How about we stay connected through the newsletter and you leave your email address here. So all of these things are basically growth hacks. Scarcity and urgency tactics. Again, this is only when this is actually true. A countdown timer works very well. And automating customer retention by doing loyalty programs and giving numbers and benefits to your customers. Now, again, this is some aspect of growth hacking. Growth hacking goes a lot more deeper into experimentation and testing, but these are the lessons that we can a little bit apply to the most overall brands. That's basically what we have for today. Just a reminder of the final takeaways. Remember to build a strong online presence. This is done by SEO, user experience, and a mobile-friendly site. Remember to use social media effectively, content and ads. And here, by effectively, I mean content that actually provides information and value to your customer. Use cost-effective ad strategies to maximize return on investment. And I cannot highly recommend email marketing here. And if you want to try some growth hacking for rapid growth, this is also something that you can test a little bit and see if it's something that fits your brand as well. I will stop here. And ask you to complete our usual poll at the end of this session. So you'll have a pop-up on your screen right now with 6 questions. It takes 2 minutes to complete. And if anyone has any question, I'll be happy to answer them. Oh, what email provider can you recommend to avoid emails being flagged as spam? I usually use MailChimp, but I heard a lot of good things about ConvertKit. Let me just check if I think they changed their name. One second. ConvertKit. No, that's not it. Okay, it's called Kits. I will send it in the chat now. I haven't tried it personally, but it's supposed to be for basically a smaller kind of businesses other than MailChimp. Yeah, Kit, formerly ConvertKit. They changed their name. The main issue with emails being flagged as spam is not the platform itself, it's the way you email actually. So one thing you need to make sure that the emails you're sending to are people who subscribe to exactly your content. So either on your website and they did double opt-in so that they register and then they confirm that this is the email once they receive the email. So this is one. The second thing is depending on how you're emailing your list, sometimes the way the subject is written or the email is written can be flagged as spam. So just be careful for it to be well written, more personalized, mention the name of the person. Again, with using the different options on the email list. I hope that answers your question. Thank you, Michelle. Happy to read that. Yeah, the recording will be put on the Ecom Connect platform just a couple of days after this session. Yeah, and I'll post the link again on the live feed on the platform. Any other questions? Yes, Najwa.
Yes, thank you so much. It was very insightful and very useful session and presentation. Thanks a lot, Jennifer. Actually, my question is related to some of the example that you used. For example, the glasses, the selling glasses, or the shoes or whatever. In addition to what you mentioned, I don't know how can we, for example, how can we attract our customer for buying this product by using more technology. I mean, for example, virtual reality or something, or augmented reality, in order to let them try, for example, this, especially for the glasses or the
Mhm.
shoes or whatever. I think the technology now it's booming, and it's make the things transform it to more and more complicated and very very interesting experience for the customer. So especially if for example for us we don't know how to use the virtual reality or to integrate it into our website. I need your advice. What we can do with this, and how we can benefit from this. Thank you very much.
Najma, what can I ask? What do you sell? Or what
It's
brand?
closes. It's closes, but I was attracted by these two example when you mentioned.
I'll be very honest with you, especially when it comes to clothes. It's easier when it comes to glasses. There were a lot of businesses, startups doing this virtual augmented reality for people to try on stuff before they buy them. And so far, I haven't seen a lot of them succeed. Whether in having a product that is consistent and works and that they can sell. But also, if we look at all of the big brands in the fashion sector, none of them have that option. So it's rare to see it on clothing brands. I only found it on glasses because it's less complicated and less risk of actually creating a legal issue because of body images and people not being happy with the way things look or the way they are presenting or the way people look on camera. So I think that has potential of taking a little bit more time, specifically in the clothing industry. I don't know if you know any brand that actually uses them, but we might need to look at the brand specifically and see what kind of technology that they're using. But as far as I know, and I've seen a lot as startups doing this augmented reality for clothes, and none of them actually make it long enough for me to remember their name or for them to be used in any of the brands I know.
So
Uh,
you mean it could be just cost, and the return is not as we expect. So
Yeah, people are
we
not
have to
still
be
used.
careful.
Yeah,
Mm.
they're not used to doing that yet. Is even from an audience perspective, people are not used to doing that kind of shopping yet. So it's a little bit premature. If you have an issue with sizes, I would suggest, for example, something similar to what this brand does in terms of glasses, and something that Amazon did a little bit further. They stopped it, but because they over abused it, is to send two sizes. Give the option for people, so I don't know, clothes, for example, let's say a dress, to send two sizes and then offer the return for free for the second part that they don't buy, second one that they don't buy. Or, for example, have a more clear size chart on your website and say, for example, if you, I don't know, buy a Zara small or X small, you would be small in our brand. Or if you buy medium there,
Oh, yeah.
or this is oversized, try to take the size below. So all of these things you can easily add them on your product page. And if you want to take it a little bit further, you can offer, I think, for example, brands that sell jewelry online, when it comes to rings, sometimes I would send 2 ring sizes for you to try on. This way, that makes sure that you actually keep one of them.
But one last inquiry. You mentioned for the brand of the glasses that you show it to us, they do this for they do this trial on their website. Yes,
You mean the
augmented
test?
reality.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
true, but not on their website, on the application. I will show you. I didn't try it honestly,
Okay.
because you need to download the app. It is Warby Parker.
Okay.
So if you want to download their application and try it, but
I will try it, but I will not take too much from your time. Thank you. But I think I got the brand. I will try it. It could be also give some ideas when we try to see what's the better as well if we want to do something with the clothes or dresses, as you mentioned.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a big a decision because I would imagine it would require some budget and some
Yeah. Yes.
development as well from your side.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Sure. Ace and Tate Glasses brand does that on their website, or Ace to do a triple their sales. I imagine this is about also trial. I was looking, there's another brand that I like very much. It's called Jimmy Fairly, but I don't think I will send the link here, but I don't think they have the trial option or the augmented reality option. Um, yeah, I think this is genius, by the way, specifically for glasses. Which AI
Okay.
is reliable for SEO, ChatGPT, all give different. Oh, this is a big question that I'm not going to get into. Also, I'm not an AI expert at all. But the only thing that I will say is that it depends on what you input in them. So, plus, remember, all of these AI tools, they feed on your question. So if they give you an answer and you don't like it, tell them, how about you just try and converse with them, that okay, this is not what I was expecting. Can you revise it by doing this and this? Imagine it's a person you're working with and you're giving them notes.
Okay. Now, can we have a request for the future? Excuse me, Jennifer. Is there any possibility to have a session how we can use the AI in our e-commerce website, even at small scale, not at big scale, but to also to benefit or to get knowledge about this?
Okay, sure. Why not? This is a good idea, actually.
Mm,
Um, okay, let's see what other questions we have. IKEA. Who doesn't love IKEA? All right. Which country is best for lab-grown diamond and jewelry? I don't know. I'm not in the in the diamond industry. For Brazil, for B2B agricultural products like seeds, corn, beans, cotton, would you have any suggestion on the digital strategy? Um, Okay, so I guess because you are in B2B, whether you're selling on your website, specifically that is food, whether you're selling on your website or on marketplaces, you need to highlight basically the in all of your digital strategy. If it's on marketplace, social media, or whatever you have, highlight your production process. So how do you do this? I think this is very much appreciated um, people in the food industry because they don't get to see behind the scenes and all of the process of the production, your practices, whether you use, I don't know, organic, I don't know, not pesticide, but any organic products in the growing process. All of these things are, I think, are very important. But I don't know, Dennis still here? Yes. But that always makes a difference whether you're doing this on your website or you're selling on a marketplace or on social media. I think if you have like if you can just let me know, and then we can I can answer this better. But again, because it's B2B, it's quite different than others. Uh, which e-commerce store platform should be used? Honestly, if you're not an technical, you don't have an IT person, I would advise on using Shopify. It is easier. If you have an IT person on the team and someone is supporting this from a technical perspective, I would go for a WordPress and WooCommerce. Yeah. If you don't know a little bit and you're new at this, I would recommend Shopify. Yeah. Thanks, Carl, by the way. It's AI on the question on AI and e-commerce, but I thought we were discussing trade, not e-commerce, Carl, right? We were thinking about doing a webinar on trade. Okay. All right. Anyways, I'll reply to your email and maybe we'll speak on Friday. Yes, I'm trying. If you have a recommendation on speakers and expert about AI, that would be great. You know where to find me. I think we will end this here. Sorry if I spoke very fast. I wanted to cover everything. And thank you for staying 15 minutes longer than the initial planned time. I hope to see you in future webinars, and the recording will be available in a couple of days on the Ecom Connect platform. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you so much. See you.
Bye.